I mean, there's good everywhere. I mean, we have to be fair. There's a lot of good brothers and sisters who are trying to do what they can. But I think just in general in the West, the masajid, and I've spoken about this before, the masajid, they're, I think, one of the main reasons Islam doesn't progress in the West. And I have to be frank in saying that. And I look at different organizations like in the UK, which prove my point. MRDF, AIRA, as an example. If these organizations try to do the same thing through a masjid, through a committee and administration of a masjid, would it have ever happened? No way in the world. They would start, and then they would have differences between them, and then this committee and that committee, and this person kicks that person out, and then it becomes a war, and then it becomes the Pakistanis together, and then it becomes the Arabs together, and it becomes this, and it becomes all of these crises that we always have in the masajid in the West, and then Islam doesn't progress. But when these organizations separated themselves from the masajid and focused on the goal at hand, we're talking about tarbiyah and ta'aleem for MRDF, and education and making tarbiyah of the youth. We're talking about giving da'wah to non-Muslims from AIRA. You'll see that they were able to really.
But do you think there's maybe an upward trajectory in terms of mosques being kind of taken over by the younger generation?
I think that there's several things that happen. One of them is that they've seen when like I saw some brothers in America, they did something that was pretty good, not being like full-time imams, where you're your own boss. You might have an agreement with the masjid where you give khutbahs, you give lectures, but you have an agreement where it's maham, it's certain tasks which you have to do, where you don't become their property, because this always becomes the problem. Because when you'll find when you become an imam in a masjid, they want to move you by remote control. Say this, don't say this. Say this, don't say that. They told me about one masjid in California that if you go then you speak there, you can't speak about alcohol, and you can't speak about, I believe it was interest and these type of things. So why is this? Because they said that the people who fund the masjid and built the masjid, they own
tobacco lobby.
They own
alcohol arms and tobacco lobby,
liquor stores, and what do you call them, the off license, and
it's bad for business.
And so it's bad for business if you say it, and it can hurt their feelings because they're the ones paying for the masjid. I said, well, honestly, if I was there, I wouldn't want to be in a masjid like that. The ones who are paying for it are from this. I mean, you see the problems that come from the masajid time and time again, and history shows us. There is, alhamdulillah, there is a change. And I think, like you said, I think the youth, even I think a lot of the chachas and the uncles that we have there, may Allah bless them, because we have to be honest. I always tell the people that, because you might have heard what I just said, which is like, oh God, the masjid, they're holding us back. That I mean something bad about, these people, I do believe a lot of them, they believe that what they're doing is good. Like we had this one.
And also they're from an era that...
From an era, and also from a place. Don't forget, because they don't understand. For example, some of the, some of the functions that we have in the masjid in the West. It's not really a masjid. It's a community center. It's a place for gathering. It's a place to hang out, which is very similar to the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the ones who are coming from back home, they don't have that mentality. Them, it's 5 daily prayers, close the masjid. That's it. I even remember one. He was like the big, troublemaker that we had in Ireland. But I remember, like, for one thing, he wouldn't let you have a cup of tea in the masjid because you could spill it on the rug, and then he said, I paid for the rug, buy that as well, And he said, I'm not going to let people ruin it, and these people need discipline. He said, my father was from the military in Pakistan, and I know discipline, and this is what these Muslims need is discipline. So he used to cause a lot of problems for the people, not realizing that, and you want to encourage people to come to the masjid, not to run them away from the masjid. Unscripted.